Hey team, this is Nick Post from the Managed Analytics team, and I've got a question for you. But before I can ask this question, I wanted to just provide a little bit of a shared concept that we can use to frame the question with. So first off, the shared concept is that of a fitness landscape, and this is simplification, but a fitness landscape can be plotted on an XY graph, and the X would be something like feature configuration. And then the Y would be something like value. And we can think about this as value capture and value creation. So we're creating value for customers through the features and the configuration of the features that we have. And then we're capturing that value in some way in order to get money, which is the purpose of a business. So how this tends to look on this graph is you'll have a series of hills and valleys. So when you're on a hill, you're providing more value to a customer. When you're in a valley, you're providing less value to a customer. And it's the configuration and the types of features that you have that determine how much value you're actually creating and capturing. So we have hills. Let me get a different color for this, actually, if it works. So we have hills, which are like this. And then we have a valley, which is like this. So it's good to be on hills because you're providing more value to the customer. And it's bad to be in a valley because you're providing less value to a customer. Now, what's great about iteration is, as a strategy, that helps you to climb hills and climb hills really effectively because you have a really tight feedback loop. So if we take an example of an issue, let's say that we started out our issue with just a description field. And the description field got some feedback, and that's providing some good feedback. And from there, we think, oh, we should add comments to this issue. And from there, that provides a little bit more value for the customers. And this configuration of features basically keeps on going up as we add more and more stuff, like labels and all that sort of stuff, to the point where we're at a local optimum. Now, with issues at the moment, we have a configuration of features, and they're working quite well for a number of customers, but we're starting to feel a strain. So, for example, like when we added design management, some of the feedback that we were getting was that design management and designs seem to be a little bit too obtrusive. So we're getting to the point now where when adding features to issues, we're potentially detracting from the experience of issues, even though that the features that we have may be really valuable. But issues in general are getting to the point where they're overloaded with features, and that may not be too useful. Now, this is what you'd call a local optimum, where you have a configuration of features that are good, but you may have a hypothesis or a vision for what a global optimum may be. Now, Gabe has put together a issue talking about extensible issues. So let's assume that extensible issues is the global optimum. And we want to get there. Now, from what it seems, extensible issues is a completely different configuration of features. And through no means of iteration that I can see, are we able to iterate our way to this new configuration of features without going through this valley of despair. And that's a challenge. So it seems that our strategy in GitLab of hill climbing, which is this, is great. But when it comes to a point where we need to make a step change in how a feature works, or there's a different bit of architecture required in order for a feature to work more effectively. This valley crossing strategy, I haven't seen an example of this yet. Maybe I'm being ignorant. So my question is this: how do you use iteration in a way, once you've reached a local optimum, to make a hypothesis of what your vision is going to be, or what the global optimum is going to be, and then sort of get to that global optimum without sacrificing the overall experience or value that you're creating for customers. So yeah, that's my question. How do you use iteration to move from a local optimum to a hypothesized global optimum? Hopefully this rant wasn't too long, 6 minutes to ask a question, but yeah, hopefully the diagram is helpful and we can use this as a reference point. Cheers.